Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and I'm in Sulphur Springs, Texas today at a Liberty Trailers manufacturing facility to do a plant tour and watch how trailers are made. I've also got a representative from the company that's going to walk us through and talk about what they think are the most important build quality features you need to look for in a trailer. So if you're shopping for a trailer or just want to learn more about the process, this is the video for you. Let's get to it. All right, so this is Jonathan. He's going to be giving us a plant tour, telling us everything we need to know about trailer manufacturing.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jonathan Bradley. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer with Liberty Trailers, and we're excited to give Brock a little tour of our facility here in Texas, so come on along with us. So, of course, trailers are made of steel for the most part. At least all the Liberty Trailers are made of steel. So the first stage here at Liberty Trailers is for us to get full truckloads of steel, whether it be I-beam or structural channel, and cut that down to length. We do that ourselves versus getting pre-cut steel for a couple reasons. Number one, quality is super important for our brand, and we want to make sure that all of the steel is cut exactly to the lengths that we need for the different trailer models that we're going to build. And then also number two, this allows us to mix and match the different steel sizes and cut that into other materials so that we can take costs out of the process as much as possible. So you'll see right here, our guys are cutting the steel down to length, and then we'll use that through the rest of our manufacturing process. So one of the key things for Liberty is to make sure, like I mentioned earlier with the cutting of the steel, we want to make sure that everything is precise as possible. We also fabricate a lot of our own components here ourselves. So right here you'll see our Mazak laser. We laser out all different types of components, whether it's the fenders that we use, the brackets, the toolbox lids, all different types of hardware for the trailers. The sheet metal goes into this rack here. We can do multiple sheets all at one time. The laser will take care of it. We can even leave it overnight and the laser will do everything by itself. But the key thing here is it's precision cut, and we make sure that all of the parts fit exactly perfectly every single time by having this laser here. I think it's super efficient, very fast, very clean. So this laser not only cuts, but it also etches, and that also helps us with our quality. So it will etch certain instructions for the press brakes or for our assembly team to make sure, like, hey, here's exactly where this piece is supposed to go, so that we make sure we get a perfect fit every single time.
Man, that's an efficient machine, which makes me curious, big picture, how many trailers can a facility like this produce in a week?
In a week, so right now we're probably looking right around 150 a week, but we just opened this facility, and we'll be able to probably triple that once we get all the way up to full speed.
Pretty impressive.
So after the sheets are lasered out, they come over here to this area for all the parts to be taken out. We don't have a sheet right here at this moment, but then those pieces are brought over to the press brakes if they need to be broken. Some pieces, like small little brackets for our ramp gates and things like that, go straight into our warehouse. But let's take a look at the press brake operation and see some of that in action.
So on most of these trailers, what percentage of the components are made here? I mean, obviously you're buying wheels and tires and hardware and things like that.
Yeah, so it varies by model, but you hit the nail on the head. Pretty much the only thing that we're not building ourselves here are going to be couplers, jacks, axles, tires and wheels, and the lights. You know, everything else is either fabricated here, formed here, or welded up, you know, as part of the main chassis.
American made, American jobs.
There you go. So here we have toolbox lids, it looks like. So this is how it comes from the laser, flat piece. It's got all of the etching in here for where the hardware will attach. That speaks to what I was talking about earlier. This isn't, you know, it's not lasered out, but it shows you this exactly where that hinge needs to be attached in weld to make sure that everything lines up perfectly. But this flat piece will then be broken, and they'll start to form the edges here. And then after everything's broken, it'll go over to our subcomponents shop, where they'll do any minor welding that needs to be done on these parts. Some parts require the welding, some don't. this toolbox lid, they'll get a little weld here to form the lid, and then it'll go right into the assembly process to go onto a trailer. And after this ramp gets bent and formed there, it'll go to the sub-assemblies and they'll weld some cross braces on there for additional support.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks for your time, man.
Oh, you're welcome.
Like I mentioned, after this is broken, it'll go to the fabrication or the sub-assemblies area to do some final weld supports to strengthen this up. If you notice right here, we've got holes. Those support will fit right in there just like that. But the key thing is we're leaving nothing to chance. We don't want for us to accidentally put the structure in the wrong place. We don't want it to be crooked. So we go ahead and laser these holes in so that the cross members fit exactly right every single time, and we don't have to think about it. That's just another way that we're making sure we get top quality products every single time. So here's our main supermarket. So all of the parts that we get from the laser, all the parts that get bent, they come right over here. If you notice, we've got everything organized by part number in these bins. We want to make sure that when our guys are welding, that they don't have to think about anything. They don't have to look for anything. So the day that we're building trailers, we have folks, pickers, come and get all of the subcomponents that they're going to be needing for the trailers that are building that day, and they take them directly to the weld lines so that our welders can just grab, put it on the trailer and go. Another way that we're ensuring efficiency and quality, because they can stay focused on the task at hand and they're not having to hunt down parts and components all day. So this whole area stays super organized, and it's got all of our components in here for whatever that the order's coming up that week. All right, so we've talked about cutting our steel. We've went and saw the laser. We went to the press brace. We went to the supermarket, see where all of our parts and components are stored. Now we're at the weld lines. And here at Liberty, unlike some folks in the trailer industry, we are an assembly line manufacturing process. So, traditionally trailers are built with two guys, a couple sawhorses, and some tape measures, and they build a trailer from start to finish. That's great. A lot of folks have been very successful doing that over the years, but you don't get optimum quality, you don't get optimum efficiency when you're doing it that way. So we have dedicated different assembly lines to different types of products here at Liberty. If you'll notice, each one of these lines have a different color. That signifies which type of trailers are going to be built down this line. So the orange line, for example, is where our flatbed goosenecks are built. The blue line is where we build a lot of our dump trailers. And we have the versatility that we can change up that mix. If demand changes or we need to build a lot of one trailer or two, we'll just move a fixture from one line to the other. But we do try to specialize the lines, and we try to build the same trailers specifically within a day or a couple day period so that we can get really efficient, and we make sure that we ensure the proper quality as we're going down. So let's go take a look down one of the lines at our fixturing process and kind of the start of the build of a trailer. So like I mentioned earlier, some folks use sawhorses and tape measures, and good for them on that. Every single trailer that we build has a fixture that it goes on. This makes sure all of the parts and pieces fit exactly the way that they need to. Everything is perfectly aligned on the trailer before it goes out. You can look at trailers going down the road today and they'll be cockeyed a little bit or out of square. We're not going to have that problem because everything goes into a fixture here at Liberty Trailers. We built these fixtures ourselves. Our engineering team designed them specifically for the trailers that we build. You can ask a lot of folks that have come into this factory. These are some of the nicest trailer fixtures that anyone's ever seen. And it's, once again, because of our pursuit of high quality products that we're building this. So just wanted to show, this is, every single trailer has a fixture like this, and we make sure that we build them exactly the way that they're supposed to be built.
Yep. So like each cross support hits on this stop.
It does, absolutely. So they're not having to measure or put tape measures across to make sure everything's square. It goes exactly where it's supposed to go. So this trailer's just popped off of the fixture, and now these guys are doing some last minute touch-ups here to make sure everything's where it needs to be. Yes, we do have a tape measure. They're checking everything. They're looking at where the stake pockets are, making sure that everything is where it needs to be before it goes off into the final assembly process. But like I mentioned earlier, obviously automation is great, but we've got really top of the line trailer builders here at our factory. If you look at some of the welds on this trailer, they're immaculate. And that's, not only do they look good, but we make sure that they're penetrating properly. We make sure that you're going to have a trailer that lasts a long time and it's going to be safe going down the road.
So that's what is known as a scissor lift.
This is a scissor lift. Yes, that's correct.
And you guys use scissor lifts on your medium duty and then vertical on your heavy duty?
So,
is that how it works?
So we have single cylinder lifts on our light duty stuff. Then we have a 14,000 pound dump that we have a scissor hoist option on. And then we have 14 and 16,000 pound dumps that have the telescopic hoist on the front.
Got the Liberty logo there. Look at those welds, they're beautiful.
I'll say the trailer in the fixture here is one of our I-beam frame equipment haulers. So this is very versatile for skid steers, tractors, mini excavators, all different types of equipment. But we use a structural I-beam frame as kind of the foundation for that trailer, as well as a lot of our heavy duty trailers use the I-beam chassis.
And this is all showing your fixture system as well.
Exactly.
And every one of these is placed exactly the same way on every trailer.
Yep. So after all the trailers get finished building in the fixtures, we dump them out right here in this area here. You can see we've got dump trailers over here. We've got car haulers, equipment trailers are all waiting to go into the finish system. Now at Liberty Trailers, we offer 13 different colors of trailers for you to choose from. So you can design a trailer however you want to fit your brand or just your personality, if you will. So we have this staging area here before the powder system so that we can kind of batch the colors together. So you may have a red dump and a red car hauler go on the line right next to each other so that we're not having to switch back and forth. So the staging area allows us to feed the powder system evenly and to try to batch the colors as best as we can.
So if you guys think this is cool, make sure to check out Liberty Trailers on social media. They're really active on Facebook, showing any kind of sales they're running, you know, new trailers, new products, dealerships, all that kind of stuff. So follow them on Facebook.
So you can see they've brought it with the crane over here and they put it on this, the cart that's on the track. And then they'll wheel that right over here and then they'll attach it to the monorail system overhead to begin the finish process.
So are the majority of your trailers powder coated?
All of our trailers are powder coated. We use a Sherwin-Williams Powdura coating. So not only does it look good, but it's extra strong, it's extra durable, and it's gonna last a long time. One thing I wanna show you, Brock, if you notice, no matter the fact that we stored all this steel indoors, you still have some surface rust, you still have some oils and some things that are on the steel that if you leave them on there are gonna interfere and contaminate your powder coat finish. So right now they're loading this up onto the monorail, and the first step that this trailer will go through is this automated shot blast system here. So we shoot the trailer with all different types of small particles of shot, and that takes all of the surface rust, all of the contaminants, at least the surface level contaminants, off of the trailer. So I want you to get a good look at this trailer here, and then we'll take a look at what one looks like outside of the blast booth.
Yeah, so that's essentially just a giant sand blaster and the trailer's right through it on a trolley.
Yeah, it's all automated in there. The only time we have a human being in there is at the very end to get all the small nooks and crannies like inside of a toolbox or something like that. But the rest of the trailer, it's all automated blasted so that we can make sure that we get a perfect finish every single time. So like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna blast this trailer, but just to make sure we're getting all of the slag off of the welds, these guys are hand checking all the welds and scraping any extra slag before it goes into shot blast. Will shot blast get most of it? Yes, but we want to do that last visual inspection before it goes into the blast booth. So I mentioned our shot blast earlier. This is our shot blast. If you notice, small little BBs, and we reclaim the shot, so it filters through all the bad stuff out of there. But this allows you to, when these are shot at the trailer at high pressure, that takes all of that rust, all of the slag off the welds, and gives you a nice smooth finish for us to start the finish process. Yeah, so this trailer has just come out of the automated blast system, and you can take a close look here. All the surface rust is gone. All of the grease and the oil that come from the mill is gone. You've got a clean surface for us to begin the finish process. And that's super important whenever you're doing powder coat. You have to have a clean, free of debris surface before you go into a powder coat situation. So step one of that is to go through the blast system. Step two of that is our wash system, and we'll show you that right now. So after the trailer comes out of the blast, it comes over here to the wash station. Now, it looks like he's just spraying this trailer off with water. That's not the case at all. This is a phosphorus acid mix, and what it does is it continues to clean the steel, get any contaminants off of the steel, but it's also doing some etching on top of that. Because it's an acid, it's putting some etching into the steel so that when we do put the powder on, it forms a tighter bond, which creates a better, more durable surface. It's going to be less likely to have water or other things contaminate that and penetrate underneath the powder coat. So it's super important, more than the powder coat itself, is to prep the trailer before it goes into the powder coat.
I can tell your guy is thorough because we've been over here talking for 10 or 15 minutes and he's been cleaning that same trailer the entire time.
He's making sure he's getting every nook and cranny. He's making sure that he's washing off any blast media that may have accidentally gotten left over from the blast system. He's making sure everything is clean because that's how important it is to have a powder coat that not only is durable, but sticks onto the trailer. So after the trailer's washed, we don't just send it right into the powder coat system. We actually have a dry off oven here. This trailer's going through about 350 degrees to make sure that all of the liquids get absorbed off of this trailer, and we've got a nice dry trailer before we start the powder coat process. Like I mentioned earlier, we use Sherwin-Williams Powdura powder coat. Now there's a special thing about this powder coat. It's actually UV activated so that as our guys are putting the powder on, they can periodically shine a black light on the trailer, and it will shine a different color depending on if we've reached the optimum mill thickness for the trailer. So we may put a little extra powder coat than what you really need on our trailers, but that's because we want to make sure that the trailers are going to survive those harsh winters up in the Northeast and all the elements that a trailer can be subjected to. But at a minimum, we want to make sure that we get that minimum coverage somewhere around 2 mils thickness on the powder coat. So I mentioned earlier that we have 13 different standard colors, and here's how we do that. Whenever it's time for us to switch out to a different color powder, we just bring the different vat, wheel it over into the powder system so that we make sure that we keep these colors segregated. We don't want black particles mixing with white or whatever. So if it's time to change colors, we change vats, we purge the powder guns, we sweep out the powder booth, and then we start the next color. So we make sure that we get a pristine, clean powder coat and the colors match exactly and you don't have any contaminants.
So I'm not just here to take a plant tour. I'm also taking one of these trailers home with me today. So go in the comments and tell me what kind of trailer you think I'm here to get. And also, tomorrow I'm heading to Laura City, Ohio for the Paul Bunyan Show. If anyone wants to show up there and meet up with me on October 3rd and 4th, it's gonna be a good time.
You'll notice they're hooking up a cable to the trailer that actually puts an electrostatic charge on the trailer, which helps attract the powder coat so that we make sure that we get good coverage. You'll notice the lights that these guys have in their hand. That's the UV activation that we talked about earlier, so that we can make sure that we get optimum coverage. Yeah, so you see these guys are taking a lot of care to make sure they're getting inside the toolbox, getting inside all the Faradays there so that you get complete coverage. We don't want to leave any weak spots for water to get in so that you have corrosion after the fact. You also notice the pit in our powder coat booth. They'll go underneath the trailer and make sure that we're getting full coverage all the way around. Here you have the trailer. You can barely see it, but it's just gone into the oven. Now this is 450 degrees inside this oven, so it's baking on that finish. You know, powder coat is basically just a chemical reaction of that powder, turning it from a dust into a solid. It gels it all together. So it requires 450 degrees, and this is going to sit in this oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how fast we've got the line running, to make sure that we get a nice, solid, baked-on finish that's going to be super durable years down the road. Speaking of, we do offer a 3-year structural warranty on all of our products. So not only are we building a great trailer, but we're standing behind it as well.
Woo, dog.
So here you can see we got a trailer that just came out of the oven. This is in our midnight black finish. Super hot still. You don't want to touch that thing with your bare hands. But you can just take a look at the shine.
Like glass.
It's a perfect finish once it comes out of that powder oven. From here, the trailer will get axles added on, and then it'll go into our final assembly area where they'll put decals, run the wiring, put the lights, and we'll see some of that here in just a moment. So at Liberty Trailers, not only do we want to make sure that we're putting our own quality components on there, but as we mentioned earlier, there are some things that we do buy from other suppliers. I do want to point out, we use exclusively Dexter brand axles. Dexters are all American made. They're the highest quality trailer axle on the market today. Dexter's the longest running axle manufacturer in the US right now. They've been building trailer axles for years and years and years. They've got it down to a science. They have replacement parts are easily and readily available for you guys. So we make sure that we partner with the best suppliers to pair with our components and our care for quality and efficiency, so that we have a great product rolling out the market. So we didn't mention this earlier, but every trailer has one of these tags on here so that the guys in the powder booth know exactly what color that those trailers need to be powder coated, so that we get them right every single time. And you know, if you look on our website, you can see our full offering colors, and they have awesome names like Midnight Black, Patriot Blue, Star Spangled White, Freedom Blue. So lots of different varieties there for you to choose from. So here we have, this is one of our car haulers. It is come off of the powder line. It has the axles installed. We've already put the fenders on it. The ramps are installed. As you can see, we've got our decals have been applied. We've got lighting and wiring has already been ran on this trailer. The jack's installed. The only thing that this thing needs at this point is to put the floor on, and then it's ready to go out to the dealer nearest you. So we've got two kind of final assembly areas. One is for the trailers with hydraulics. So obviously we offer a full selection of dump trailers, but also we have tilt trailers that not only have the gravity hydraulics, but we also offer power hydraulics on those. So they'll go over here to get all the hydraulics done. Here's where we have all of the trailers that require a wood floor installed. We use treated southern pine. One thing I do want to point out that's really cool in this car hauler, this is a newly redesigned model that we just introduced earlier this year, and you'll notice something special about the wood here on the tail. That is Blackwood Pro rubber infused lumber. That's a standard option or standard feature on all of our car haulers. It gives you that extra little grip as you're rolling your vehicle or your equipment up onto the trailer there. So that's a neat little feature that we add. And we try to do that throughout our product line. We think of innovative ways to add small little features that don't add a lot to the cost, but really add a lot to the overall experience of owning your trailer. People that use these trailers every single day, they know how hard it is to get a piece of equipment up on a slick floor. So we put these little things in there to make the trailer more user-friendly and to make the overall trailer experience a little bit better. So after the floor is put into the trailer, all the components are installed in the final assembly process. A tractor driver will come and grab them right out of here and bring them out into our inventory yard. Here's where we store all the trailers before they get ready to go out to a dealer. Dealers actually take trailer loads, not just one trailer at a time. So we'll wait until all the units are finished for that particular shipment, and then we'll ship them out to the dealer. So these trailers are all waiting to go somewhere. You don't see a lot of inventory out here because we're back ordered. We're selling as fast as we can build them here. So all these trailers will be leaving in the next couple days to a dealer near you.
So if somebody wants to either buy a Liberty trailer or just find a dealer or follow what you guys are doing, where's the best way to do that?
Yeah, so first of all, if you want to purchase a Liberty trailer, the best thing to do is to go to a Liberty dealer. We don't sell direct, we sell through our dealer network. You can go to libertytrailers.com/find-a-dealer, and you'll be able to get to the dealer locator, put in your zip code, and find the closest dealer. If you don't remember all that, just go to libertytrailers.com, click up in the top left-hand side of the screen, and you'll see the Find a Dealer tab. You can go there. As far as our social media, we have accounts for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Just search Liberty Trailers in either one of those platforms and you can find our pages. Like Brock mentioned earlier, we're posting on a regular basis. We've got new exciting models coming out. We've got just trailer footage that, you know, I call trailer porn. It's really nice to look at every now and then. And we're keeping that populated, so you can go take a look at that anytime you want.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for taking us through the plant.
Thanks for stopping in, Brock. We appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you taking time to watch. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.